That's done. Did that. Check.
Voiceover.
I should take a picture to send to Ned. Oh, looks like someone sent me a letter. Nice work. You'll be a master sleuth in no time. Let's get started on a new adventure. Pictures come in handy as a quick reference when I move to different areas. Sometimes a single photo can save a lot of legwork. When I come across a written item on a case, it's important for me to read the entire thing. A good sleuth is thorough. Aw, Ned, what a nice gift. I should give him a call. It's packed up tight. I'll need something sharp to open it. Hi, I'm Nancy Drew, and this is my room. You're going to learn a little about how to explore my world. To begin, let's step up to my desk.
Okay, bye, Nancy.
I'll circle back to you later, Mr. Woogle Woggle, but don't think you're out of the woods just yet. Interesting.
Look, Nancy, you and I both know Millie the giraffe has had it out for me for years. Can't you see she's framing me? I was sitting right here, just like I always am. I can't move. It's true, I used to steal cupcakes for a quick buck, but those dark times are behind me now. Oh, I'm a good bear.
My other stuffed animals tell me you've got a troubled past. If you didn't take those cupcakes, who did? Where were you last night?
I'll tell you anything you want to know.
We'll see about that.
Look into my eyes. Is this the face of a liar?
Well, that's good. I'm trying to clear your name. A likely story. You're lying.
I have nothing to hide. I'm innocent.
Okay, Mr. Woogle Woggle. 6 cupcakes went missing from the pantry last night, and I know they didn't march out of there on their own. What do you have to say for yourself?
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your afternoon, then. I'll see you this weekend. Give my love to Hannah and your dad. Well, that's pretty unusual for Miss Super Sleuth.
Just hanging out.
Wow, no puzzles to solve? No race against time? Just hanging out?
I'm at home right now, not on a case.
I figured you'd like that. So what's the case du jour?
Yes, and you got all my favorites, too.
Cool. So it finally showed up?
Hi, Ned. I got your care package.
No, you can't!
I know you're hiding someone in there. Sorry, Elizabeth, but it's time to come clean.
Nancy, stop! Don't go in there!
Stub. Ah! Wait, Soren!
Give those xenophobic idiots my regards. That is, if you don't starve or freeze first. Goodbye, Nancy. I won't be back, but I'm sure you'll make it out of here eventually. Well, I think it's high time I vanished. I found it. It was all worth it. And the detail, it's exquisite. After all these years, the crest of the Dutch East India Company.
Look, there's your treasure.
You're gonna find that treasure for me right now. Just you, me, and Gudrun here. Oh, Nancy, you're a very smart girl. You know exactly why we're here.
That bruise on your face, selling the shipwrights? You lied to me. You were using us all to find the treasure for you. But you're still missing something, aren't you? Soren, I can't believe you'd do all this.
Nancy, stay right there. I'm going to go get help. Soren, leave her out of this.
Hello, Nancy.
I've been to Ceylon's bluest coasts and back to Amsterdam, and conquered mighty swells with just the line beneath my hands. And now I rest far in the north, a broken heart to lie forever under tattered sails and 'neath a blackened sky. Yet even in this darkness something calls for me to find, and cities may all turn to ash and stone walls fall to time. My love still lies there buried under silent ice in sleep, a grave left unattended by the word I couldn't keep. I stole you from another, but you knew I'd leave someday. I felt the tide pull on my bones, told you I couldn't stay. I made a bet that I'd return, and someday soon I will. And though I'm many years too late, I hope you've waited still. For even in this darkness, something calls for me to find, and cities may all turn to ash, and stone walls fall to time. My love still lies there buried, under silent ice in sleep, a grave left unattended by the word I couldn't keep. A foreign shore behind me and 100 more to go, on stormy seas and starless nights caught on a cold wind's blow. So many years have put my battered bow up to the test, a long forgotten promise coming home at last to rest. For even in this darkness, something calls for me to find, and cities may all turn to ash, and stone walls fall to time. My love still lies there buried, under silent ice in sleep, a grave left unattended by the word I couldn't keep. My love still lies there buried, under silent ice in sleep, a grave left unattended by the word I couldn't keep. For even in this darkness, something calls for me to find, and cities may all turn to ash, and stone walls fall to time.
He promised to share it, along with his ship's food supplies, in exchange for shelter until winter's end.
Oh, what a sad story.
But the fabled treasure Lawrence spoke of was never found. Today, Elizabeth is the only remaining descendant of the original Captain Lawrence. That daughter eventually grew, married, and bore a daughter of her own, and so on. But he too passed away, leaving only a diary for his young daughter. The townspeople carried the heavily injured Lawrence into the inn, intending to banish him once he had recovered from his wounds. When the dust cleared, the townspeople looked in horror at what they had done. Alde was no longer breathing. They grew angrier and angrier. Soon a fight had broken out. The townspeople called Lawrence a liar. They accused him of trying to escape with his new wife and child. But Lawrence explained that he would need to sail somewhere else in order to retrieve his promised treasure. The townspeople wanted to rebuild their home. They needed money, and fast. They needed the treasure Lawrence had promised them. Eventually, the poisoned water drew away from the shores, and the fish returned to Skipbrot. Thanks to Lawrence, many more people had survived than the neighboring towns. Soon, Lawrence and Alda were wed, and soon after that, the marriage bore a baby girl. But even in the middle of that hardship, love bloomed, for Lawrence had fallen in love with Alda, the daughter of the town's founding family. That winter was darker than ever. No stars shone, and soon even the supplies on the Herlikheid ran thin. Once ashore, Lawrence explained that he carried with him a mountain of golden treasure. Captain Lawrence and his crew were rescued and taken in. One night, a ship came crashing into harbour. It was the Herlikheid. We called those times the mist hardships, and in that darkness, the people of Skipbrot struggled to survive. Thousands perished immediately into the madness, and the sky grew dark, and even foreign lands were covered. The year was 1783, when lucky fissures opened and vomited fire and smoke onto the land.
Join me on my next adventure.
Nancy, it's me, Deirdre. I know you're not exactly president of my fan club, but listen, I need your help. Someone really important to me is in danger. Things are going from bad to worse. People are even saying she's some kind of witch. Nancy, if you don't help me, I don't think she's gonna make it out of this alive.
going on? I'll need to find something to help translate these first. Maybe later. A story about me? Written by Sunny June? Haven't seen him in a while. Oh, the axe is gone. And so is Soren. Sounds like Elizabeth? Phew, finally made it to town. Oh, it's freezing out here. Ugh. I should try to get some sleep while I'm here. The motor's busted. Can't take it anywhere like this. There are still a few missing. No, doesn't look right. Oh, that's not right. Nope. I shouldn't disturb these without a good reason. I wonder what these images are for. These images are from Lawrence's final letter. I just need to press them correctly. It's subtle, but I see some differences in the halves of this pattern. Now Soren and I are sweater twins. That book mentioned this crow's nest. Maybe there's something here. The ice is more fragile than I thought. I'll need to find another way out. Magnus's notebook mentioned this. The 4 chart numbers must add up to 86. A birthday card for Gunnar? It won't turn on. Missing batteries, I think. I'll try back later. Alex must be busy. No response. I think it's time to find out what Elizabeth's hiding in that deck closet. Only Dagny and Magnus have radio keys, apparently. This radio looks new, but the key's missing. Duct tape? Rope? Oh, these aren't just supplies. This is everything you need to kidnap a full-grown man. Gunpowder. Looks like someone wrote a note for themselves. That'll show them I'm a political force to be reckoned with. Only one signature? Ouch. Well, maybe I should sign. I bet I can break through this ice with a sharp enough tool. Oh, this is beautiful. There are markings behind the barnacles. That's Dagny's phone. But where's Dagny? What happened here? It looks like there's been a struggle. An axe. It's like someone hacked at it with a knife or these marks. It looks like someone tried to cut this out of the wall. That's the ship alarm. Oh no, a dog bed. But no dog? The photos on Dagny's phone reference this wall. I'm sure of it. Got it. There's a hole in the center. On second thought, maybe later. I can use this to wrap a present for Ned. Better pick a gift first, though. Wow, I'd hate to be on the chopping end of one of those blades. These footprints, they're huge. Only one guy in town has feet this size. Those noises are mechanical. Something within the ship must have unlocked elsewhere. An old keyless lock. The trick is to enter a combination from the smallest number to the largest. 2 broken pieces. I bet I can fix the locator now. They're dog toys, but I don't know what to do with them. Wooden tracks. Is there a sliding piece missing? The gangway's missing. There's no way on board. It's a glove. Wonder who it belongs to. It's dark out there, and I don't have a map. I should pinpoint a destination first. Looks like I need to press the correct sections according to these numbers. It's out of gas. No dice. Blindly playing mechanic could get me seriously hurt. I need to figure out how to fix it first. The windows are opening. Oh, it's so cold. I need to get out of here. Uh-oh, that's not good. Locked. Can't fix anything until I get inside. Dog toys? This must be related to the note Magnus left for himself. I've seen this design before. It's from the lighthouse. There must be something there. This must be the key to Magnus's cabin. I'll just be borrowing this. The bilge is open? But why? I'll need to wait until Soren's back. I think buying stuff without Soren here would be called stealing. Soren's not here to open the till. I can't buy anything if Soren's not here. That should do it for the fuel tank. It's Soren, and he looks injured. Oh no. I'm not a big fan of exploring caves in the dark. I'll need a light source. I like to give people some personal space. Soren's using the desk right now. It might be a little cramped in there with both of us. This looks familiar. That's right. I saw the other glove near the caves. It's collapsed. No going back now. I don't think I can make it. Not a chance right now. I can't get past him. Wait a minute. I've seen this glove before. Soren has the other one. I must have been the first to get this far. This is incredible. Wow, this has to be the real treasure. It's not a myth after all. I'll need to have one of each number within each outlined triangle and one of each number along the horizontal and diagonal rows too. It's too cold and I'm so tired. Okay, small numbers at the bottom, big number at the top. It looks like the pieces add to the total of the piece above them. Oh, that was too close. And somehow, I have a feeling it wasn't an accident. I need to create white light to get the lighthouse running again. Phew, fixed it. Time to phone Alex again. Hello? This design matches the one from those drawings. Well, I made it to the top. Better give Alex a call. Oh, it's too high to reach at low tide. It's Elizabeth. And what's under that tarp? Oh, this is bad. This belongs to Elizabeth's family, and her song is a missing piece. I wonder if I can arrange these teeth to play that song. These must belong with that reference I saw earlier. 4 of each color down and across, no 3 together in a line. Got it! Looks like I'm still missing some pieces. I need to arrange these pieces to see what the full image looks like. Dagny mentioned a weird sock thing. This definitely fits the bill. A spare luggage key, huh? Locked up tight. Locked. I guess he would lock his front door. She looks like me. This is so neat. I wish I could play these. Okay, time to get to work. I probably shouldn't be back there. I wonder if anyone else has seen these. Oh, it's unlocked already. Perfect. Soren should be happy about this. Sure, leave it to me. I need to match each sail to its name. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Better look for more information first. Yes, it worked. Soren's desk note mentioned volcanic winter. Do these elements link up to that somehow? I'm flat broke. Maybe if I save a little more. I'll need to earn some money first. I can't afford that. I'm all out of cash. Oops, it's locked. Better hurry. He'll be back soon. Easy peasy. I bet I need to get one of every symbol on each row and column. All right, it popped open. I need to get this sliding shape over to that treasure marking. The journal looks complete now. There's a room back there. It looks like it was concealed in the ship's lining. Oh, this looks ancient. It must be from the original captain. I can't fill in any more. Looks like Dagny's been doing a little sleuthing of her own. Is that a password? It's a machine of sorts, but some pieces are missing. Ah! Okay, stay calm, stay calm. I need to recreate the numbers written in the corner on the center dial. I better find some pins first. Okay, time to place some pins. This is one of the sounding numbers Magnus was looking for. I bet Magnus was in the middle of solving this. Looks like one of these words is scrambled within each row and column. Okay, looks complete. What can I use this for? They're Venn diagrams. I need to place the numbers inside the circle so that they add up to the totals within the overlapping sections. Score 1 for Nancy. I think I need to get all the wooden sections pressed down. I need to figure out the rules being used in each row here. They look really happy. Sounds like he's gone through some troubled times lately. Is this a code? So, Dagny's trying to keep a low profile. I wonder if that's why she called me instead of going to the police about Magnus. If this is the original captain's bed, then I should take a closer look. That's the doggy kennel in Magnus's note. Wow, an antique desk, and it's in pristine condition. Time to break it open. I bet I can use Dagny's token to rotate these. Let's get them all facing right side up. I have a feeling Elizabeth never opened her gift. 4 crystals of each color, huh? These must be the sounding charts from Magnus's notebook. I need to find those numbers and the locator compass he mentioned. I've got 14 and 26. I'll need to find 2 more numbers to add up to 86. Oh, got it. These are the 4 numbers for that lock. Whale, fire. I bet these images represent pieces of larger words. Maybe if I match them. Magnus seems pretty insistent over this long spiel thing. If I'm going to get a closer look, I'll need a distraction first. Cute. My doggy at home has one of these. Pretty clever hiding place. This definitely looks like the original helm. Someone made off with some of the decorations, though. Elizabeth must have locked it. What on earth is in here? Pictures of a blank wall. Either Dagny's losing it or this is a clue. Is that Gunnar? So much for never returning to the sea. But where's he sneaking off to? It's working. Don't know whose boat this is, but I'll just borrow it for a little while. The motor's intact, but I'll need to replace the spark plugs and cables. That was the strangest wiring panel I've ever seen. But I think the heat's on. This looks similar to that note I found in Magnus's journal. Easy enough. Let's see. It's password protected. So Magnus knew he was being followed. I need to get a closer look at that bed frame. I don't want to head out blindly. I don't know what's out there. No keys. Guess I can't just take them. If this section of the original ship was removed, then maybe others were too. Looks like this dinghy's in good shape. I wonder who owns it.
Old Gudrun over there is my favorite of all. She's a replica, not an original. I use her to knock icicles off the roof. Most of these can be found on shipwrecks or near burial sites. Luckily, there are no lack of those in these parts, so I've got plenty of work to do. Nothing says I love you like a new murder tool. Turns out, Vikings have a lot of weapons for every occasion. Wedding spears, funeral spears, new baby, celebration daggers, birthday axes, congrats bows, ceremonial sharp things. Sharp things.
Tell me about your research.
Adding the fact that the original Captain Lawrence was English, not Dutch, we have quite the mystery on our hands. Well, I'll give you a hint. They didn't have any sailing routes near Iceland.
Not a whole lot.
Do you know much about the Dutch East India Company?
I've heard some interesting stuff about the treasure's origin. What do you know about it?
Alas, I cannot speak for my treasure hunting abilities. Though I often go scavenging for lost artifacts in the hillsides, I have yet to succeed in finding anything aboard the Hurlokide. Certainly. All of us have tried looking for it, even Gunnar, though he'll deny it.
Do you have any interest in the treasure?
I sold the exploration rights in exchange for Ms. Silva funding the ship rebuild. When I heard someone wanted to seriously search for it, I was overjoyed. Maybe I'd stop hearing about it for once. Ah, the treasure. X marks the headache.
What are your thoughts on the treasure rumor?
Also, I have swords. Here, confusing ancient shipwrecks and obscure writings from millennia past are converted into knowledge and truth. This is my battle station, the place where I endeavor to fight my way through the thickest mysteries of Icelandic history.
What is this place?
They won't, of course, so enough with their complaints. If they feel such rage about it, they can come talk it out with me over a nice cuppa. If I so much as cough in the wrong direction, I've got a mob of angry citizens on my porch, but I've long since learned that they'll hate anything I do. Oh, absolutely rabid, especially Gunnar.
Were people upset you sold the exploration rights?
Everything in the gift shop is available for purchase. Excellent taste. Oh, that's a nice one.
Thanks, Soren. Well, it's hard to turn down an award-winning pamphlet. I'll see if I can make use of this.
Here's one for your troubles. If I'm not in town, I'm always locked up in here. I do have some very nice pamphlets, though. The Pamphlet Lover's Journal rated them a 9-star out of 10. I put them together myself.
Do you have anything which might help with my investigation?
I could use a little space, Nancy. I could use a little space, Nancy. Looks like you're out of cash. You'll need more money for that. If he were to turn up, say, less than alive, it would spell bad news for me. I'm already disliked, and it would only show the others how easy it is to make someone disappear. An understatement. Why, the man hardly spoke 10 words to me the entire time I knew him. I do hope he's all right, though.
So you two never really talked?
That man's mind is a hive of mysteries, an enigma, an impenetrable den. I admit I haven't the faintest idea.
What do you think happened to Magnus?
I hate to admit it, but it's up to the two of us to crack this case. In these parts, vigilante efforts are very much the norm. Even if the police were to come in, no one would talk. Nancy, please. If you were to do that, you'd be tarred and feathered faster than you can say, Eya fjätla jokul. It's less that I'm terrified and more that... Actually, yes, I'm terrified.
I don't mind getting in trouble. What if I help you? I'll call them up myself. So, you're afraid to contact the police and no one else will?
Why do you think I stay in the culture center? But I live life one step away from an angry mob on my doorstep. Believe me, I want to.
Why not call the police?
Yes. No one should be going in there until the authorities search everything.
Did you lock Magnus's cabin?
Spending my birthday alone is getting to be a real downer. Oh, I've tried. I've bent over backwards to put on this festival for them, and yet no one invites me out. I'm not welcome at the pub.
I may not know much about Skipbrought, but there are lots of unpleasant people in my line of work. Sometimes persistence helps.
Upper secondary school was a nightmare with these people. To him, yes. To everyone, yes. It's preposterous. In their minds, I'll never be from Skiprot because I wasn't born here.
And that means you don't live here?
Oh, for the love of... I was born 10 miles away!
Others seem to think of you as an outsider. Gunner especially.
For 12 years in total now. 2 before university, 10 after.
Have you always lived here?
I do it myself, but I don't have the time. You just need to match the images to the knot they create. Could you finish setting up the knots display?
Hi there. I'm looking for Soren.
I'll take care of it straight away for you. Elizabeth is a rose, truly. But she does have thorns. Oh, dear. Well, that's highly unusual.
The gangway's missing, unfortunately.
Ah, the Herlichide. Is Elizabeth not manning the gangway?
Nice to meet you. Can you help me get onto the ship?
I'm Soren, the organizer of the Ancestors Festival. I run the Culture Center here in Skiprot. You must be Nancy. Oh, quite.
I guess that explains why you don't have much of an accent.
I'm one of the only few to ever travel in this town. Everyone here should try it sometime. Really shakes up the old bag of prejudices. I spent some years at Harvard pursuing my doctorate in Viking history before returning to Skiprot for research. A bit of both. I dabble.
So, you're a historian, archaeologist?
Now he stays locked up in that pub of his. Well, I don't know that it's my place to speak of it, but his boat sank to the bottom of the bay, and he hasn't sailed since.
What happened to him? Crash?
Between you and me, he's never been the same since that terrible crash years ago. I try to be patient, given his history, but what a Neanderthal, that one. I can't reason with a man who only speaks fist. It's more like Gunner dumping bad blood onto me, repeatedly, while laughing.
I sense some bad blood between you and Gunner.
Oh, hi. Hi. Can I help? Oh, hello there. If you'd like, I can show you later on. Oh, it needs to be treated before it can be exposed to the air again.
Where's the carving you brought back?
It may even be from the 14th century, or even earlier. I found the most interesting carving, you see, in part of an old tree near the caves. I lost it. Haha! When I was trying to carry a bit of wood down from the hills, I was rather focused. I can get a bit addle-brained. Aha! My glove!
I'm certain it was yours.
My glove?
Why was your glove found up near the volcanic caves?
Of course, did the anti-Soren mob lower their pitchforks even a centimeter? No, of course not. This year, our tickets sold 10 times as well. I gave away the shipwrights, yes, but I put us back in the black.
So, that's why you restored the Herlichide?
Elizabeth, bless her heart, did everything she could to turn a profit off the festival. But it's just not in her nature. We've always had a bit of trouble attracting tourism out here. No spas, no ski resorts. We're a little, barren. In the spirit of full disclosure, yes.
Is it true that the town's in financial trouble?
I wonder if he's checked his voicemail since. The force of their romantic split rocked the local mountains to their very core.
Her and Magnus?
Truly a shame about her and Magnus, though. Yes, but overall, she's quite a peach, that one. The only one who's ever shown me kindness.
You mean Dagny?
Presently quite poor. She won't allow certain, members of the restoration team to access their work.
What's your relationship like with Elizabeth?
Stop! Thief!
Oops, you might want to look into that then.
No!
Hey, Soren, I just saw someone take a sweater from the gift shop. Those are free, right? I found her cell phone left behind, out in the snow.
If she hasn't returned soon, I'll organize a search party. In the meantime, try not to worry. She's a tough woman. I'm certain she'll manage. That's suspicious.
She hasn't left the heater even once the entire time I've been here.
Missing? Are you sure she didn't go for a stroll?
Dagny is missing. I'm worried something happened to her.
Oh, Nancy, honestly. Is this level of interrogation really reasonable? I was silly and forgetful and lost a glove. That's all there is to say.
Pretty convenient that it happened to get sent off to Reykjavik today. You don't have any record of it? Anything at all?
Very interesting specimen. Couldn't do anything with it by myself. Oh, yes, the carving. Well, you see, I had to send it off to Reykjavik for further review. Carving?
Any updates on that carving you found?
Bye now. Bye now. Well, on with it. So sorry, but I can't. So sorry, but I can't. I could easily take my work to Reykjavik. I don't know why I stay. Some forlorn sense of hope, maybe. Now do you see what I've had to deal with all these years? A lesser man than I would have packed his things and quietly retired to a nice beach somewhere. Does he need a reason? It's happened twice before.
That's awful. Why would he do that?
Specifically, Gunnar threw a bottle at me. Gunnar happened.
Oh, what happened to your face? Great. Now to pick a gift.
Yes.
Hey, Soren, can I use some of this gift wrap?
People very rarely look up, I found, which is a shame. Lots of nifty things in that direction. I was up in Old Stulka, manning the controls for our audio. That's the tower right outside this center.
Interesting. Dagny says you weren't there.
Present and accounted for, naturally.
So, you attended the festival, right?
What was that?
Anyways, that's how Bert and I started living together, to make a long story short.
Hey, I like that name.
Okay, we'll call it a work in progress.
I got to pilot a ship.
You can just tell. A certain level of majesty is required. Dinghies? Not majestic, not even a little.
What's the difference?
Nancy, that's not a ship. That's a boat.
More like a dinghy.
A catamaran?
Not that either.
So a yacht?
No, a little smaller than that.
Like a pirate ship? Guess you'll have to wait and see. Nope. In fact, this one didn't even need a safe.
Are you going to tell me what it is this time? Sorry, I'm not really good with surprises.
I swear you're like a human bloodhound or something. And the year before that, I had to put it in my dad's wall safe, and you still cracked the code? You don't remember? 2 years ago?
I did that?
I guess it should have been a tip-off you'd forgotten about the anniversary when you didn't go, rummaging through my closet for your gift. Speaking of surprises, I have something for you, too.
What on earth is going on? Ned? Ned?
Bert, stop. Come on.
This is just embarrassing.
No.
Dude, give me the phone.
I'm fine. I promise. Nothing's wrong. No one's trying to hurt me.
Please, tell me what's wrong. Is someone trying to hurt you?
Sorry. I just,
Ned.
No, listen. I just wanted to tell you about something.
I'm just getting a strange vibe.
Everything's normal. I'm just doing normal people stuff. You know, normal. Nancy, everything's fine.
Ned, you sound funny. Are you okay? Something's wrong. Tell me.
Just wanted to make sure you were alive and stuff. And you totally are. That's great. No reason. Just checking in.
Just a little. Why?
Are you busy right now? Hey, Nancy, it's me. Go ahead, surprise me. It's just different from your usual. You know I'll never say no to anything you want to get me, Nan.
I can't get a romantic gift for my boyfriend on our anniversary?
Whoa. That's very unlike you. Anyway, that sounds neat. I'm always up for a surprise. I'm not sure where it is now, though. Probably under my bed somewhere. That one time I had a milkshake to stir, that was awesome.
You loved your coconut milkshake stirrer.
Like that kanji keychain you got me from Japan? Or that coconut thing from the Bahamas? Hey, I'm always up for a surprise.
I get the feeling that's not what you had in mind.
Sure, I could probably make room for something cute on my football shelf.
In your room? It's just an idea.
Where would I put it?
Something in that vein.
Cute, like a teddy bear? Surprise me. Sure, I'm always down for Nancy Cool.
Okay, let's go with Nancy Cool then.
Nope, definitely not.
Are you saying I'm uncool?
Are we talking cool or Nancy Fanny Pack Drew cool?
Pun not intended this time.
I get it, 'cause it's Iceland.
So, you asked for a souvenir. Something romantic. Something touristy. Something cute. Something cool. Right now I'm thinking...
I'm not totally sure what an Icelandic souvenir is, honestly. Oh, right. I did, didn't I?
Soren saved the town from some pretty bad financial issues.
Yeesh. Well, I wish him good luck with that.
He thinks the town's finally going to accept him as one of their own.
I wonder what he gets out of it, though. Why go to all this trouble? What's in it for him? Well, it sounds like he did the right thing. Sometimes what people need isn't the same as what they want. Oh, I see. And that leaves would-be treasure hunters hanging high and dry.
Well, the problem is he sold the exploration rights to make that happen.
And everyone hates him because...
Soren is an academic who runs the culture center.
Gotta admire persistence, right?
I wonder why he hasn't. Maybe he's not done trying yet.
Yeah, I'd have shipped out of that town years ago. So it's like middle school all the time?
He seems pretty lonely. People treat him terribly here. They ignore him, or worse. Elizabeth has this family song.
Icelandic or no, I'd still try to find out more about that song. Maybe it's more important than she lets on.
To be fair, this isn't our culture. Things might be different here.
No kidding. I can't imagine my mom saying, "Okay, little Ned, today I'm going to sing to you about death and broken promises."
But now that you mention that, it is a little strange, isn't it? I guess I didn't think of it that way.
Why would someone's family hand down a song about dead people?
It's been in her family for generations. I wish I could sing it for you, but I can't remember the words. It's sad. Something about a broken promise, a lost love, and an unattended grave. She says her mother taught it to her.
What kind of song?
There's been some updates on the social scene.
Oh, yeah? What's new?
I got to ride a snowmobile.
Well, be careful. Eyes on the road. No crazy tricks, okay? Potato, potato. A snowmobile's the same no matter what country you're in.
Well, yes, but not in Iceland. It's different.
You've done that before.
I nearly drowned. Well, me too.
Anyways, I'm glad you're still among the land of the living. Ah, yes, near-death experiences. Truly hilarious. You have a weird definition of funny.
I just thought it was funny.
Don't tell me that. Are you trying to give me a heart attack?
About the guy who went missing.
If you pay extra attention to any clues that came from Magnus, they might spell something out. Well, if you follow his tracks, they'll probably lead you to him either way.
What I do know, he's been piecing this mystery together for years now, longer than anyone else. That's the million-dollar question.
So, did he get kidnapped or disappear on his own?
Yes, his name is Magnus, and he's one of the people who's been looking for the treasure.
Is he Icelandic? You've reached Ned Dickerson. Unless you're a telemarketer or my older sister, in which case you've reached no one, because this number doesn't exist. For everyone else, leave a message. Bye.
Bye, Ned. I'll give you a call soon.
Hey, you stood me up. Pretty sure I get a free pass on puns for eternity. Also, I've been at this restaurant for a while, and the waiter's glaring at me. I think I should get out of here.
Oh, boy. That was just the worst.
And wait for it. Stay cool. Sounds like the usual fare in Nancy world. Remember, you can give me a call anytime you want. Hint, hint.
It is. Lost treasure, a missing captain, and a town with a pile of secrets.
Anyways, if you're in Iceland, it must be a pretty interesting case. In the meantime, I'll just fill the hole in my heart with football and this pint of Cookie Kringle ice cream. There's a game on tonight I really wanted to watch with Bert, so maybe it's cosmic fate.
Oh, you're the best, Ned. I'll make it up to you, I promise.
Just bring me an anniversary souvenir or something. All right, Nancy, fine. I'll stop bothering you now. And our anniversary isn't? Ouch. Just bring me an anniversary souvenir from your trip, okay? I've heard of getting stood up on an anniversary, but nothing quite like this. You're passionate, and that's great, and part of why we're together. It's all right, Nan. That's part of why we're celebrating this anniversary in the first place. Maybe you can snag me an anniversary souvenir. Listen, have fun, sleuth it up. Admittedly, I'm bummed, but I'll live. It's our anniversary. Maybe today would have been a nice break from that, you know? Nancy, solving cases is really important to you, and I totally understand that.
This case is really important. I owe you a serious apology. I'm sorry. You think I'm too focused. What?
But, wow, Iceland, of all places. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You tend to get a little focused on cases. Well, yeah, you being in Iceland and all, I figured. Can't say I'm too surprised. Laser focused on the case as usual. I mean, today's our anniversary, whether you're here for it or not.
Oh, Ned, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. Dinner will have to wait. Ned, oh no.
I called to see if you were on your way to the restaurant, but I guess not. It's our anniversary today. We had reservations for dinner, remember?
Sunday?
Nancy, do you know what today is?
Well, of course. I'm in Iceland.
Nancy, what are you talking about? Are you on a case right now?
Yes, I've managed to narrow down that the treasure is related to the ship somehow, but beyond that, I haven't figured out the specifics.
Get people to talk?
It's hard to get people to talk, though.
Oh, cool. I can't wait.
Getting closer all the time. I feel like I'm definitely near to a breakthrough.
Oh, good. How close are you?
Hey, Ned! No, I'm already here.
Hey, Nan. Are you still on your way?
Hello? Some things are clearly missing from the ship. That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
So, by scattering everything, you guarantee mutual silence. Once someone has a piece, they probably won't let go of it, right? And if they're greedy, which people are, they won't tell anyone else about it either. So you separate stuff out, make it hard for anyone else to accumulate pieces. Sure. I mean, imagine you're a super shady ship captain hiding a secret treasure. You know where the treasure's hidden, but you don't want anyone else to know.
It does?
Makes total sense.
Bits and pieces, just small ones. They're nowhere to be found on board.
Like what?
Gunnar used to have a family.
The fact that he opened up to you is probably proof of that. Maybe just by being there, you are helping.
I wish I knew how to help him.
It's like I said before, people who are angry are hurting. Just because they're angry doesn't mean they're a bad person.
I think that's why he is the way he is.
That's horrible. I can't even imagine. Wow.
There was an accident. His wife and daughter both passed away.
Used to?
Gunnar is an old retired sailor. I hadn't thought of that. Interesting.
Being angry is a distraction. It helps to cover up what they're really feeling. Sometimes when people are hurting or hiding something, they get angry.
What do you mean?
Are you sure that isn't a front for something?
It seems like all he's ever doing is shouting at me. He means well, but he's not the easiest guy to work with.
Lay it on me. Maybe I can help with the case.
This case has me stumped. I was called here on a missing persons investigation, but I'm starting to think things might go much deeper than that.
Bye.
I'll see you soon.
Okay. I miss you too.
I miss you. Give me some time to think it over, okay?
You're right. I shouldn't have called about it. I should have waited until you're back in the States.
Ned, I care about you so much. You know that. But I think this is something we should talk about in person.
I'm sorry. I just thought maybe... Okay. No, that's fine.
Ned? Love you too. Bye now.
Bye, Nancy. I love you.
You got it. I think I'm close to the end of the case now.
So, come home quickly, okay? Anyways, Nancy, I wanted to say this in person. I still do. Dude, go away. We're having couple time.
Did you say it yet?
And I really think, but with you, I always know you're there for me, no matter what. I might not always be the greatest at showing it, but my cases are full of people I can't trust. People I need to expect the worst from. You panicked? Over what? I'm not sure how I feel. I love you too, Ned. Wow.
I love you, Nancy. I love you so much. What I'm trying to say is, I can't imagine life or the world without you. And even though I might get that call someday, I'm not going to let fear hold me back. And that used to terrify me. But now, I'm not afraid. A call that this time you didn't get lucky. At times, I worry like crazy. Even if I'm out with my friends or at a game or in the middle of a class, I've got one hand on my phone, terrified I might get that call one day. I firmly believe that you're going to save the world someday. But it's so much more than that. You have that help people gene. There's this fire within you.
I get lucky a lot, and I kind of fall into things.
Yeah, you get the idea.
I get the idea.
Or that time when you almost got killed by that giant falling blade, or on that raft in New Zealand, or that one thing with that mansion on fire. Geez, what happened then? I forget. Or, well, when a guy like me begins ruminating, let me tell you, it can get pretty crazy up in the old noggin. Looking back on all the times we spent together, all those times you almost got seriously hurt, like that one time you almost burned to death, it's not a thing. It's kind of a sort of an intangible concept, really. The thing I got you for our anniversary. Look, Nancy.
So, want to tell me what's really going on?
It's good to hear your voice, too. Sorry I panicked. I have to apologize for earlier. I'm so sorry. I just panicked, and I don't know what came over me.
It's good to hear your voice. Mind explaining what all that was about earlier?
Nancy, hi.
Elizabeth's decided to help me.
Still, if she's one of the good ones, she'll lend you a helping hand. It sounds like that's been the case.
I wouldn't say fast, more like a leisurely stroll towards friendship.
That's nice of her. So I take it you two have become fast friends.
Elizabeth runs the pub in town. I'll do that. You're right.
If she really wants to find Magnus, she'll give you a hand. If she doesn't, I think you should keep a close eye on her. Have you tried asking her for help?
I know. I'm trying to get close to her, but it's difficult. She doesn't like me.
Uh-oh.
She and Magnus have a rough relationship history. They broke up right before he went missing, but I don't think she's ready to end things just yet. She's also in charge of letting people on or off the ship, it seems.
Hey, Nancy. Hey, Nancy. Hey, it's been a while. Hey, what's shaking, Bacon?
The time of day never changes here.
My favorite kind of vacation spot.
Beautiful, but dark and slightly menacing. Me too. It's beautiful here, Ned.
I wish I were there with you.
It's out right now.
Wow, can you see the Aurora Borealis?
It's dark even in the middle of the day. We're very far north. Dagny faked her own abduction.
Yeah.
I get the idea.
But still, admittedly, I could probably throw her pretty far, being a quarterback and all. She does, I guess. Still, I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her.
I know. Who does that?
Faked an abduction?
Dagny is a treasure hunter working with Magnus.
Anyone who freely admits to doing questionably legal things is probably someone you want to keep at the top of the list, Nance.
That is true.
In your line of work, that doesn't seem to count for much.
She's the one who called me in.
She actually calls herself a treasure hunter, and she's not suspect number one?
She's nice, but guarded. It's hard to get a read on her.
I don't care. It sounds elegant.
Pretty sure that's a name already, Bert. You can't use that name.
How about Mr. Darcy?
Nancy says elegant.
Too late. I'm rolling with it.
You absolutely cannot inflict that on the chicken. Sparkles is a terrible name for a chicken.
Like Sparkles?
Nancy says adorable.
Too late. He's a Jimmy.
That's my coach's name. It'd be weird. You can't call a chicken Jimmy.
He kinda looks like a Jimmy to me.
Nancy says silly. Whew. Now then, how's it going? What do you want to talk about? Bert wants to know how you're... okay, wait. What am I, a megaphone? This is girlfriend-boyfriend chat time, dude.
How's she doing? I haven't seen her in forever.
Yes, Nancy also says hi.
Did she say hi back?
Hi, Bert. Hope you two are having fun.
Bert says hi.
Hey, tell Nancy I say hi.
No, it's a good thing. Trust me, I'm happy. Bert's over and we're just watching the game.
Hey, don't sound so surprised.
Whoa, you actually called.
It's me.
Ned Nickerson, at your service.
I've met some interesting people here.
Who's our group this time? Bye now. Bye. Bye.
What's Bert doing over there? Something adorable. Something elegant. Something silly?
We're still debating on it. He's a feisty one. Got any suggestions?
It sounds like fun. What's the chicken's name?
Yeah, just one. I put a hard limit on that.
Yeah, but just one.
We also apparently have a new pet chicken. We have a vacancy in our house, so he's living at my pad now. It's a life experience, let me tell you. Anyways, the rooster calls at dawn got to be a little much. Bert's a bit noise sensitive, you know, and he decided to move out.
You know, I really can't say I have.
No, I mean fertilized eggs. Like for chicken breeding. Have you ever seen a dorm room full of chickens?
Well, what's wrong with that?
Oh, man. His roommate started getting really into buying eggs.
Doesn't Bert already have a roommate? What happened?
I didn't tell you? Bert's my new roommate.
Everyone in this town hates me. Thanks, Ned. For some weird reason, that actually makes me feel better.
They're just acting on instinct. So it's not you, and it's not your fault. What I mean is, in a small town, the hive has a set order. Anything which might disrupt that order is a bigger enemy than any internal arguments.
Thanks.
A really cute bear.
I think you just compared me to a bear.
You know what I mean? Because a wasp fighting another wasp is an individualized threat, but a bear fighting a wasp is a threat to the entire hive's safety. And then suddenly a bear comes along and wham! Just takes a chunk out of their hive. And suddenly the wasps don't care about the larvae anymore. They're all about this crazy bear invader. They unite against the bear. But one of the coolest things you see is the pre-bear wasp behavior. Wasps have to lay their eggs inside moth larvae, so they're all fighting like crazy over the best larva they can find. They're killing each other right and left. There's this awesome new one called Bear versus Wasp. Bert and I are totally hooked. Spoiler alert, the bears win.
Sure.
Nah, look at it this way. You know those shows on the Nature Channel about animal behavior?
Well, they hate the questions I'm asking, that's for sure.
Come on, Nancy, I'm sure they don't hate you.
Ned, call me back. I'm worried.
You've reached Ned Dickerson. Unless you're a telemarketer or my older sister, in which case you've reached no one, because this number doesn't exist. For everyone else, leave a message.
Something about the ship. That's all I got. I was too scared. Oh, I hope he's okay. I couldn't tell. I was too freaked out, and they were too distant. I hope he's okay.
What did you hear? Could you hear anything Magnus said? Was the voice you heard male or female?
It's dark out there, and the water's cold. But I know he didn't go on his own. That's why I'm keeping my head down.
I think this investigation just went from missing persons to abduction. That's not good.
Then, nothing. Just silence. He went to go check it out, left the radio on. I heard shouting, fighting. He started pulling into Skipbroad Harbor. I heard a voice on board, Then we started chatting, just like we always do. He was excited about the ship he was piloting. He said it was his baby. I heard Magnus calling in early morning, same as always, just to say hi around 6. Okay.
Tell me what you heard, and it'll stay between the two of us. But you don't have to handle this alone. If what you're saying is true, Magnus might be in serious danger. Alex, slow down and stay calm. I need your help.
If I get fired here, I'll be a barista until I die. I'm allergic to coffee, man. I can't go back. I can't go back to that life. And if my boss finds out someone went missing on my watch and I didn't report it, look, I need this internship. Whoever took him, they might come after me too.
Why not?
Some pretty messed up stuff. I don't know if I can tell you.
What do you know about Soren?
And by they, I actually just mean me.
They do?
They say Icelanders never forget a grudge. Cheerful and yet angry. Or bitter. Like he was holding something back. He's worked with us a few times. Always seems like there's something just under the surface with that one.
Yes.
That guy who runs the festival?
Any other information for me? Well, sure. Educate me. No thanks. I'm all right.
Not really. Mostly I just kick it in this cubicle and keep my Tall Ships lifestyle blog updated. It's called Ship Facts. Want to hear about it?
What on earth is a maritime psychology degree?
But it can all be boiled down to 2 words. Sailor feelings. I have a 30-page thesis answering exactly that question. My cell number is 978-555-0139. Give me a call when you're standing in front of the light. I'll tell you what to do next.
I'll give it a whirl.
If you can get up there and fix that light, it means I can stay here at HQ with my cup of tea and giant snuggle blanket. There's a lighthouse near Skipbroad. You can probably see it from town. But the light's busted right now.
Okay, name your price.
Hold up, Klepto. I've got a favor to ask first.
What do I do?
Hey, at least you're honest about it. Acceptance is the first step to healing. Yeah, I can help.
Snoop through their stuff?
So you can do what exactly?
I need a way to distract someone on board this ship. What can you tell me about Magnus?
He bottles up thoughts and distills them. He's one of those people who rarely speaks, but when they do, it's the most interesting thing you've heard in days. He's totally weird. Good weird. Not serial killer weird. Regardless, I don't have any records of Magnus going through our waters. Ugh, that's exactly what my mom would say too. The coolest! I actually stapled it to my cubicle wall and...
Oh, that's disappointing. How cool are we talking?
Kind of. I turned one sheet into an homage to my relationship with my mom, another into the super cool drawing of a whale. I haven't been keeping tabs on vessels as well as I should be.
So, are they filled out?
There are these logs I'm supposed to fill out whenever a vessel passes through us.
What did you mean by daily logs earlier?
Then stop calling me, weirdo.
Not quite yet.
Are you in front of that lighthouse bulb yet? Just remember, white light, good. Color light, bad. Follow the key posted next to the light if you need help mixing the colors.
Not yet.
Did you figure out the light? Yep. Hopefully you're using it for the forces of good, but hey, no judgment.
Back in the wheelhouse?
Whatever, Klepto. You need a distraction? I got one. There's an alarm hidden in Magnus's captain's chair.
I prefer the term snooping.
Okay, let's talk about stealing stuff.
Glad I could help.
Woohoo! Thanks, you saved my butt. I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to get in trouble. Magnus, he's gone, isn't he?
What's all this about the daily logs and a missing person? I'm a detective trying to find out more about Magnus. Hi, Alex. I'm Nancy.
This is Control Tower number 32, Operator Alex Lintrong speaking. Oh man, that's a relief. Well then.
Nope.
So you're not working with my boss?
I'm not here to fire you.
Wait, I can explain. I didn't know he was going to go missing, and okay, so I haven't filled out all the daily logs for the guy in months, and yes, okay, so I napped through all of the training videos, but I didn't mean to, and I guess what I'm saying is please don't fire me.
Who is this?
Uh-oh.
Guess again.
Magnus? Magnus, is that you?
No one's there. Hello? Hello?
Hi. What's up? How's it going?
Can I hear another ship fact?
At one point, she faked her own death during a battle. She went undercover and pretended to be a man for years. When she finally revealed her true identity, other pirates gave her the nickname Back from the Dead Red because of her bright red hair. One of them, Jacquot Delay, was born in Haiti. After her mother died and her father was killed, she became one of the most feared pirates in the Caribbean. Cool fact. Most people think all pirates were men, but that's not true at all. In fact, there were dozens of famous lady pirates in the 16th and 17th centuries.
Can I hear another ship fact?
Others are more complicated, such as, my ship is on fire and my cargo is explosive, so don't come over here. This system remains in use today. Some messages are simple. I need help. I like this one. Starting in the 17th century, ships could signal messages to each other by flying differently patterned flags from their masts.
Can I hear another ship fact?
The practice of creating a figurehead began with the Vikings long ago. They believed the carvings could ward off evil spirits at sea. How about this one? The carved wooden figure at the front of a ship is called the figurehead.
Can I hear another ship fact? I'd better get back to work.
How's that missing persons investigation going? You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm all out of ship facts.
Can I hear another ship fact?
These days, few sailors suffer from scurvy. The invention of refrigeration allowed for fresh fruit to be frozen and brought on long sea voyages. The fix for scurvy? Eat an orange. It's caused by a vitamin C deficiency. Here's a fact. These days, it's common to hear jokes about sailors having scurvy. But for thousands of years, scurvy was a terrible and mysterious disease with no known cure.
Can I hear another ship fact?
Of course, justice was served when he himself was press ganged a few years later. This was called press ganging. One particularly evil press ganger even threw himself a fake birthday party specifically to attract kidnapping victims. They'd pay a big guy to go around a popular harbor, knock young men unconscious, and not wake them up until they were far out to sea. How about this? Before 1865, captains sometimes had difficulty finding people interested in joining their crew, so they just started kidnapping them. These ships were called privateers, or corsairs. Food for thought. In the day of pirates, some governments decided to get in on the raiding action by authorizing certain ships to act just like pirates. In other words, they were allowed to board and steal from other ships as much as they liked.
Can I hear another ship fact? Hey, that's pretty neat.
Try pronouncing it like an English sailor with no formal education. Forecastle. Forecastle. Over time it whittled down. Get it?
Why's that?
Okay, ship fact. The forecastle on a ship refers to the upper forward deck of a sailing ship, but it's pronounced forecastle.
Can you tell me about Elizabeth?
You know, the longer I talk, the more suspicious that sounds. Yeah, that's the last thing he told me before he went missing.
They've broken up now.
The hours I spent listening to that guy alternatively complain about her and pine for her. I could write novels. Talk about star-crossed lovers. I know, total barf, right?
Oh, a pet name.
It means cutie.
Seta?
Ah, the infamous Seta.
Have you met Dagny? Oh, that explains why she's been hanging around in Iceland, I guess.
No clue. But I did some internet stalking on her, one of my many talents. I found out she's wanted in the States for skimming some cash off a treasure find in the Gulf of Mexico.
What was she trying to do in his absence?
She always wanted to know when he'd be gone. I never told her, obviously. Joke's on her. I'm so disorganized I can't match my sock colors, let alone keep records of Magnus's charting. She used to call me all the time. Always tried to get information about Magnus's plans to come in and out of harbor.
Sounds like her.
Is that the super mercenary one? Always freezing, kinda sassy?
I guess we'll have to find a way out on our own. No signal.
Nancy? Nancy, I'm gonna dispatch someone. Hang in there. Nancy, you're breaking up. Did you say Soren?
I have Magnus with me, and I think we're kind of in dire straits here. Soren's the one responsible for all this. Not great. I'm somewhere inside the volcanic caves near Skiprot.
Am I ever not? What's the sitch?
Alex, are you there?
You got it, lady. See you soon.
Soren tried to kill us both. He's a danger to the town's safety. Soren can be reasoned with. Things just got a little out of hand. Keep a close eye on him until we get back to town.
That was close. What should we do with him?
Nancy, thank goodness. We have Soren in custody. My guys caught him right as he was leaving the caves. See ya. Talk to you later. Bye now. Bye. Give it a whirl and give me a call if you get stuck. Anyways, I think you need to mix the color channels to create white light. When all of the channels are white, the light will power back on. Yeah, exactly. That's programmers for you.
This process sounds anything but simple.
One of our staff programmers wrote a new idiot-proof failure mechanic for it. Awesome. I can remote the power from here, but I'm going to need you to get all the pieces in place first.
Okay, I'm in the lighthouse. Oh, interesting. Who are you?
Oh, that. I work in the harbor controller's office. I keep track of ship movement and speak with anyone taking a ship to harbor in Iceland.
No, I mean in Iceland, in a control tower. You know, that stuff.
I mean, what are any of us doing in this crazy messed up world, you know? Whoa. Deep. I gotta think about that one.
So, what are you doing here?
Nope. Massachusetts.
You don't sound Icelandic, though. Are you from around here?
Not a lot of people want to chat with the intern. Me and Magnus, we were kind of buddies. I mean, we never met or anything, but whenever he'd radio in, he always wanted to chat. I'm here on an internship for my maritime psychology degree. My parents said I'd never find a paying job. Shows them. Just a lowly undergrad assigned to a cubicle, a pair of headphones, and a computer.
Can't use my phone here. This is not the best place to make a call. Haven't done that. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that. It's locked. Later. I'll let you go. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Let's talk about something else, actually.
Did you call for help?
She's A-OK. Let's get out of here. I know just the girl to find us some backup.
I made a terrible mistake. Elizabeth? Is she all right? I need to talk to her.
Come on, Magnus. I promised Elizabeth I'd bring you back in one piece, and I don't like to disappoint.
Maybe this is a wake-up call for all of us.
No, I guess I don't.
Do you? I want to think that, but I don't know what it's like to be treated so poorly for so long. But it may be too late. He's caused a lot of trouble. We're not out of danger yet, either. I think he can.
Are you hurt anywhere? That still doesn't excuse everything else he's done. You could have been hurt. Maybe Soren can be reasoned with.
And it's driven him mad. Now it's come to this. That would make anyone furious. I did, though. Long before the festival. Nearly all my life, I treated Soren poorly. Just because I was told to. We all did.
Oh, you've been in a cave for the last few days. I don't think you had any part in this.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. But when he found out I truly didn't know the treasure's final location, he grew angry. Very angry. I don't know what he's gone and done now, or when he's coming back. It's true. He kept me here alone at first. Tried to get me to talk. Thought I was hiding information.
I knew it. His polite demeanor was all an act, wasn't it?
Soren.
Who is?
He's coming back. No, but he's...
I don't think so. This treasure belongs to the town, not me.
Well, it's yours now.
Yes, Captain Lawrence hid the real chest so that only his true descendants knew where to find it.
So, the treasure Soren found was a fake?
Well, that works too.
Hello?
Magnus, I'm here! I found the real deal! But I think I'm stuck now. I'm not sure how to get over to the exit.
Nancy! Are you back there?
I'm Nancy. I'm here to get you out.
Yeah.
Magnus?
Did you just come to the wall? Who are you?
I think I'm calling this case closed. Love, Nancy. I'll miss the sky full of stars, but I've been in darkness a long time now. I can't wait to see the sun again. As for me, I think my time in the land of fire and ice is coming to a close. I'm hoping next year will be better. Time heals all wounds, as they say. I really dropped the ball on my anniversary with Ned this year. As an apology, I've planned a makeup trip to the River Heights Zoo, his favorite city spot. Either way, both of us made a deal. Next anniversary, we celebrate in person. Together. I gave Ned the anniversary gift I got him from the Skip-Brought gift shop. He seemed to like it, but as far as apology gifts go, I probably could have done better. We made a pact, too. Next anniversary, we celebrate together. In person. Ned was thrilled to get his original replica Viking sword, and he's been taking it with him everywhere, to parties, to football practice, even to shower. I think he likes it. Dagny and Magnus donated their exploration rights to the Hirlikide back to Skipbrot. The ship is now fully public property and is open to tourists at all times of the year. At first she seemed content to stay, but after a couple of days with no action, it seemed like she was itching to get out on the road. She didn't say much about where she was going, but I later found a note in my room at the pub. Catch you later, friend. Dagny stayed in Skipbrot for a little while, but she split soon after she got her share of the treasure. People are still wary of Soren, but they're starting to warm up to him in a way they haven't before. The attitude around town is definitely changing. Soren's helping Gunnar out with the pub as part of his community service arrangement, and he seems to be settling in. Elizabeth left the Misty Skip pub in Gunnar's hands while she's gone. Gunnar seems to be happier than ever. He's back on his feet, and he even took me out on a fishing trip. He's still pretty cranky when it comes to tourists, but I think he'll get the hang of things. He and Elizabeth packed their things and left to travel the world. And of course, Toomey went too. I just got a call from Elizabeth. I think they're somewhere near Thailand as we speak. Magnus apologized to Elizabeth for having been so distant leading up to the festival. The two of them are doing well, and Magnus finally got that ship he's always dreamed of. The treasure is in good hands with Elizabeth. Her family legacy has finally come full circle. He's been incredibly active around town ever since. As it turns out, he was the one following Magnus all along, looking for his chance to take the treasure for himself. Soren was ordered to complete 1,000 hours of community service in lieu of jail time, and he took the sentence very seriously. Soren confessed to his crimes as soon as Magnus and I caught up with him. He followed Magnus onto the ship just before it sailed into harbor, knocked him unconscious, and took him to the ice caves using his dinghy. When he realized Magnus didn't know the final location, he came after me. Luckily, I beat him to the finish line. Soren was arrested the minute Magnus and I left the ice caves. As it turns out, he was the one following Magnus all along, looking for his chance to take the treasure for himself. The secret of Skipbrot's famous treasure is finally put to rest, and the case is closed. Dear Hannah.
Just stay where I can't see you. I never asked for you to intervene. Enough already. Just leave me be.
Elizabeth!
Get out of my pub.
Well then, back to Gotting. Oh. What's wrong, Fisker? You look like a giant man just threatened you with Gotting fish for Elizabeth.
What are you doing?
Hello?
Gunnar!
Who's there?
Okay, Gunnar.
Sure, Fisker. Sure you do. Young American girl, alone in a foreign country, no parents, no travel companions.
Okay, Gunnar.
School.
I think they're in school right now.
What, they don't like Iceland? Don't like cold? What?
Hey, I have friends. My friends are back in the U.S.
Spoken by a woman with no friends.
It still seems a little strange.
I threaten everyone.
That's friendship to you? So, an empty threat?
I did. It was, how do you call it? Friendship.
Elizabeth said you threatened Magnus pretty directly.
I hate the water. Hate the smell of it, the sound of it, won't ever return. Well, we'll see about that, detective, won't we?
I'm finding that these days, I'm surprisingly hard to kill.
You are too delicate. I bet you'd not last 1 minute against some of the gales I've sailed. The sea chewed me up and spat me back out, and I lost everything in her waves. Worn? Broken? Bitter?
It's a certain quality. I can't quite place it.
What does a sailor look like?
You still look like a sailor to me.
Was. Long ago. I gave up the sea for good, and I'll never sail again.
Are you a sailor?
Means I do it, but I don't like it.
What does that mean?
I only pay with an angry sheep. Elizabeth said no more trouble or she kicks me out of the skip.
I see. Did you have a plan like that for this year, too?
Some of the harbour boats still have holes in their bottoms. The festival is not what it once was. I'll return things to the old ways no matter how many buckets of hot tar I have to dump.
I heard you've had problems with the festival the last couple of years. Care to talk about that?
Me? I am a mountain wolf. I roam the wilds and I keep my own company. I am a predator. No! Then I would be Magnus. Am I a lonely little man sitting in the pub crying over a tiny plate of pretty biscuits thinking about all the women I've ever lost and writing it all down in some wimpy little notebook? What kind of a question is that?
You spend a lot of time in the pub, don't you? Why?
Run along, girl.
Well, might as well take a stab at it.
So it's only fair to get some good work out of you. You're eating and lodging here for free, just like me.
I'm a sleuth, not a chef. Are you sure you want me back there handling the sharp stuff?
It's all hands on deck for the lunch rush at the Misty Skip. Get your little lady bones into the prep area and get some torremotter orders ready.
I actually do have a name, you know. It's Nancy.
Hey, girl! Gunnar doesn't need friends. Already have 2 mug and chair.
So I take it you weren't friends.
He was too tall, too poetic, to cry into your guitar and mourn for the sea. Always quiet, always thinking, too soft, beard too short, coat too long, eyelashes too full. No, I don't like anyone. I don't think I like you. I'm still gumming it over.
Any reason you didn't like him? Did something happen between you two?
Sure did. Never liked him.
Did you know Magnus?
Don't threaten me now, girl. Now go! And leave me in peace!
I think there's more to this story. You sure about that?
But so far, only empty hands. I was looking for the treasure. Oh, curse the shark bite!
Gunnar.
It was my brother, the other Gunnar. It wasn't me.
You told me you gave up being on the water for good.
Fishing trip.
I saw you taking a dinghy out.
You. Good day.
Oh.
The skip is my home. Name's Gunnar, but you can call me Gunnar. Mind your ship, flag, and temper. Looks like we got a real angry one here.
I said my name's Nancy Drew.
Louder!
My name's Nancy Drew.
Speak up, girl.
Hi there. I'm investigating a recent disappearance. My name's Nancy Drew.
Nothing! It never happened. We have fought before. But this time, he is a liar. We have fought before. But this time, he is a liar.
What were you fighting over then? He said it's not the first time this has happened between you two.
He's a liar is what he is, and he's trying to make old Gunnar look bad. I did no wailing, tailing thing of the sort.
He said you threw a bottle at him.
Hit Soren?
Why did you hit Soren?
Hallo, fisker. Speak up now. Good day. Ja?
Welcome back.
Make good use of it, fisker. And don't go wasting it or dropping it with your tiny little lady hands. Couldn't wrap my old head around it, but maybe you can make a head out of a tail. This is for you.
At least it makes for a great story.
3 months later, I was in a woodshop accident. Lopped my fingers clean off. No! I managed to punch him in the nose. You ever fight a shark? You know how to punch him in the nose? He let me go. I swam like a merman and made it back to shore.
So it was a shark then?
He bit my arm and pulled me under as I gasped for my last breath. It was the sleeper shark, a solid 6 meters long with 4 rows of teeth. Right as I thought I was dead, a massive shark leapt out of the waves and ate the squid. No!
So the squid took your fingers.
But his strength proved too much for me. He gnashed his giant beak and, well, I was done for. Of course not! I threw the spear right overboard and I hauled that fellow into my net. Took all my weight just to keep him from wriggling free.
And that's how you lost your fingers?
It was a mighty squid, the greatest hunter of them all. Few men have lived to see it and tell the tale. So I pulled out my spear, just a little too fast, mind you. Now, there I was, out in the pitch black of night, with no sign of shore and only my fishing spear. Then suddenly, I saw a shadow. Sure is. It's a long story.
Is that what you call them?
My lucky 3?
So, about your fingers.
Ever since that sword took over the festival running, it's been straight to the bottom with it. When I was all young, we fought over things like longest fish and shiniest boat. Not gold. Not everyone else. The scrambling around for hidden treasure? Embarrassing.
For you?
Yes, embarrassing.
Did you attend the festival this year?
It is a curse I bear with pride.
Oh, I didn't know that was a side effect of shark bites.
I was bitten by a shark once. Now I can only speak the truth.
Ouch. I'm glad he's not here to hear that.
Magnus is good with waves, bad with women. No skills to speak of. He is, how do you say it? A runner. He runs.
From the sound of things, it didn't end very well, unfortunately.
We all did, my Fisker.
Did you know about her and Magnus?
Still, she lets me sleep and eat here, so that's worth something. Aye, but right now, she wants revenge on Magnus, angrier than a bull seal on a full moon.
I can see how she might be intimidating, but her heart's in the right place. She's scary.
Always had the local boys terrified, that one. She knows what she wants and heads for it straight as an arrow. Young men, not so good with a woman like that. I've known her since she was a negative pre-glimmer in her puppy's eye.
How do you know Elizabeth?
Why would I take the mink? Where would I go? My only home is here in the pub. What? No! I had nothing to do with it.
I found a footprint near Dagny's heater. It looked an awful lot like one of yours.
The mink? Missing?
Do you know where Dagny is?
Yeah, she was there, but I paid no attention to the mink.
Did you see her the day of the ship crash?
Ah, a tough little mink of a woman. Not bad in my book.
She's the woman involved with the Hirlich High's restoration. Brown hair, about yay high.
Who?
Have you met Dagny?
Be gone with you. Oh, not now. That is not the world. That is not Skipbrot. Unfair means nothing. You think because a culture is unfair, it will change for you?
10 miles away and he's a stranger forever? Well, that seems unfair to Soren.
Born 10 miles away, a stranger. Soren is not one of us. He is an outsider. Oh, my little Fisker, but it is.
Who told me isn't important?
He will pay for a wagging tongue.
Soren told me about your boat crash.
Don't care. Don't want trouble.
I'm sorry, but he could be in danger. I need your help. I just want to get to the bottom of this.
No, I have a very good memory. Go away. Lot of nerve, girl. Go away.
Don't want to tell me? Don't remember?
I might have.
Did Magnus ever say anything about the treasure?
Hello? Nancy, please. I am being honest as the day is short.
I'll help you, but it does seem suspicious. I'll get the box. But I swear, if you're lying to me...
If you help, I'll give you the only clue I have to this sorry business. It is special. I did not get a chance to grab it before Elizabeth threw me out. There's a box of mine, a personal box. That blasted woman won't let me get into the skip again. No need for that woman. No need for anyone anymore.
Maybe you should take some time to cool off. Maybe you should try to make up.
Everyone tries to turn against me in the end. Gunnar always had Gunnar's back. That's not your business.
It seems like she was pretty upset by whatever you said to her.
She locked me out of the pub, this time for good.
What happened with Elizabeth?
Bless. Away with you. First, my box. Then we talk. Come see me at the Misty Skip after the tides change. I'll give you everything I have. I can see now there are still things left to live for. Strong ships, good festivals, new neighbors. I will apologize to Elizabeth. It was a long time ago. Sometimes I think yes, other times I can feel myself in such darkness.
I'm so sorry, Gunnar. Oh, I had no idea. Are you going to be okay?
They're gone. They're both gone. And I am alone. Then it all comes back, and I remember. Every day I wake up and, for one moment, I think they're still alive. I reach over to my wife's side of the bed to hold her, just like Ella was. But I can tell you did. You're a poor liar. No more of that childishness now. I am ashamed of the way I acted towards Elizabeth. I have been angry and blind for too long. My daughter wouldn't stand for me like this. I see.
No. Yes.
The box. Did you open it? Oh, thank you, Fisker.
I think this belongs to you.
Anyway, give me a call back and I'd love to chat further. Bye now. We do have some questions about scope. We think 240 limericks might be a little much. Is there any way you could cut that down a bit? The editors really enjoyed Merman, an exploration of postmodernist masculinity and nautical limericks, and we would love to extend a formal publishing agreement. Hi Magnus, it's Gracie from International Publishing House. Just wanted to reach out about your latest manuscript.
Hey, get out of there! Hey, what are you doing?
The water stopped, but the gate's still shut. Help!
Are you all right? Nancy! There'll be no service at the Misty Skip tonight. Happy now? Ugh, fine. Sit there in that stupid chair for all I care.
Are you hiding something now, girl? Something you're keeping from old Gunnar?
I have something I still need to do. Of course you'd be selfish about helping me. Just like always.
The ship isn't going anywhere. It's crashed. Can't you leave well enough alone and come back to the skip, girl? I won't leave my chair for no tourist. If they want a drink, they can use the tap themselves. Their hands ain't broken.
I need to stay on board. That means you need to pull your weight for once.
Wouldn't need the help if you'd leave the blasted ship alone for a night.
Gunnar, I need your help in the pub while I watch the ship. Can you serve customers tonight? I won't sit here and defend myself. What I did was wrong. But I told Soren I was going to fix it. And I will. So, you want to gloat? To chastise me? Yes, it's true. Yes, that's my fault. Who are you to come in and intimidate me out of nowhere? Get out of my sight! Get off the ship!
You exhausted the town bank account on the last few festivals, didn't you? I found some information in the culture center.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I heard about the town's debt issues. Sounds like we've got an alibi that doesn't quite match up.
What? But that's not possible. There was no sound that day.
Soren told me he was manning the sound system on the morning the Hirlichheid crashed.
It's been broken for a week.
Can you tell me about the festival sound system?
Bring Magnus home. I trust you to find out the truth, Nancy. Have this. I've never shown these to anyone. Maybe they've been the key all along. Then you understand. It's how I remember her.
I'm sorry to hear that. For what it's worth, that's something we both have in common.
My mother taught it to me. She passed when I was young. She sang often. Just an old family song. A sailing song.
With those words, it sounded like a love song.
I'm not here to entertain you. Are you spying on me?
What was that song you were singing?
Family. People. That's what matters. The rest is useless noise.
What happens if you do find it? So, technically, if the treasure were to be found, it would belong to you.
I thought the restoration would unite the town. But all it's done is drive us further apart. Even though the treasure is rightfully mine, this fairy tale chasing business seems wrong. She is a beautiful ship, truly. But her history is stained with blood.
So what did you think of the restoration project then?
It's true. The ship is mine, and everything on it. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was the original captain.
I heard something about your family line in connection to the ship. Do you feel you have a claim to it? I see. Interesting.
This vessel is an antique. Things break suddenly, and it's hard to hear the alarm from the harbor. No, I'm still on festival duty. In case of a ship emergency, I'm responsible.
You spend a lot of time here. Don't you have somewhere else to be?
I have nothing for you. A large part of me still cares about him. But I am healing and rebuilding. Stronger than before, I think. Understood. Just know that I have moved past that now.
I'm sorry to be so blunt, but it's part of the investigation.
I'm not proud of the way I reacted. You should know that.
I heard your messages on Magnus's machine. You mentioned ruining him. Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm going to get to the bottom of this mess.
I don't know why I kept it for myself. Maybe I wanted to see whatever it was he saw in this hunk of driftwood. It looks like it might be the key to open some kind of box. But I've never seen any box like that before. Magnus left it at my place. After we broke up, he called me looking for it. But I hid it. Here, Have this.
I see. So the treasure would allow him to fulfill that dream.
He dreams of living like the old captains, sailing wherever the wind takes him. Oh, he is. But for wealthy people. Private clients. Never his own boat. Never his own destination.
I thought he was a captain already.
A boat of his own. He desperately wants to leave town. Leave Eastland.
Which were...
He has certain intentions with the treasure.
Why would someone like him be hunting for gold in the first place?
He is quiet, thoughtful, keenly obsessive. First over his dog, then over his writing, then over me, then over the ship.
I need your help, Elizabeth. I need to know what you know. The sooner you cooperate, the sooner he gets found. You know him better than anyone. I don't believe that for an instant. Elizabeth, I'm trying my hardest to find Magnus, but I have to admit I can't do it without you.
No. Guess you'll have to leave now.
Is there anything more you haven't told me about Magnus?
The man lives in a cabin in the mountains, too lofty to concern himself with human affairs. He's completely oblivious to the world, to everything. Even if the treasure were real, Magnus wouldn't be able to find it.
Just a bit here and there.
So, you've been talking to the others.
Dagny doesn't think it was a coincidence at all.
I certainly hope so. Some people think he ran off with some old treasure. It may be a coincidence. It may not.
I didn't mean it that way. He might have.
Do I think he is drowned? Is that what you're asking?
What do you think happened to Magnus? The current rumor is that he fell overboard.
It doesn't matter. I want nothing to do with him now. Or you. No, we weren't close. And I want nothing to do with the man.
Ooh, sounds like quite the mysterious guy. Were you very close with him then?
That's a question, isn't it? I thought I knew him. Maybe I was wrong.
Oh, good. So you know him?
I'm Elizabeth. I run a Misty Skip pub in town. What do you want with Magnus?
Look, I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot. Maybe I should start over. My name's Nancy. It's really nice to meet you.
Magnus?
Wait, I'm not after any treasure. I just want to help find Magnus.
If you're after just the gold, I want nothing to do with you. Leave.
It's complicated. Dagny? Yes, I'm working with her.
The gangway was meant for Soren. I didn't know he planned to let strangers on board. Are you with that snake of a woman?
I'm not a tourist. I'm here to investigate. Thanks for setting up that gangway for me, by the way.
I know you're a tourist. We're a town of 300.
I didn't mean to intrude. I'd just like to have a look around, if that's okay. My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a visitor.
Hey! And sometimes it awakens in unexpected ways. Nothing is ever buried here. Just sleeping.
People do strange things when money's on the line. I'd think they could bury the hatchet and move on. I guess not.
I grew up with so much anger. I couldn't believe people would do that to one another.
I heard the story about your family.
Please, leave me alone. I need time to think. What if Magnus is hiding from me? What if he doesn't want to be found? Untrue words still hurt.
I don't think that's true at all. I might not know Magnus, but I know you.
He said Magnus would never return. Because he doesn't want to see me. Because I'm too settled. Do you know what he said?
I think Gunnar does care a lot. He just has a unconventional way of showing it.
I care for those who don't care for me. I am a fool. He should have been out of my place years ago, but I let him stay. He runs his mouth, and I can no longer bear it.
What did Gunnar do this time?
Aside from that, only the usual threats. Gunnar swore he'd tie Magnus up and send him out to sea. Gunnar hates Magnus. Well, if you include the 2 festivals before this one, certainly. He ruined them single-handedly.
Did Gunnar do anything unusual leading up to the festival?
We have tourists take them every year. I'm watching you. Always use the provided seatbelt. Snow looks soft until you land head first. If you're here for the festival, it's cancelled. Who let you on board? Go away.
Not even a hint?
No.
Can I see?
Just an old broom closet?
So, what's behind the mystery door?
Hey, Nancy. Oh, hello. Can I help? Blesseth.
Well, that's awfully convenient.
Am I suddenly immune to illness just because it was a festival day?
I'm sorry you were sick. Sounds like a rough time to be ill.
I fell ill when the festival began. The flu is going around. Oh.
Dagny says you weren't there. I'm checking alibis.
I was in town. Close enough.
Like Herlichkeit?
Herlichkeit.
Where were you the day of the Herlichkeit's crash?
Our problems are ours, no one else's. No, this town takes care of its own.
His cabin might give me a lead on his location. Can you help me find a way in?
Soren won't let anyone up there.
But you didn't, or can't?
No. I wanted to.
Has anyone checked Magnus's cabin?
Bye. Bye now. Bless. So sorry, but I can't. That's the end of it. But then, he went through hard times. He became obsessed over the ship. His world narrowed, and soon there was no room left for me. The winters are long and dark. We found each other in that darkness. Here's one for your case file. I've known Magnus all my life. We dated 4 years.
I don't want to pry, but if you want to talk about it, I'm here.
It hardly matters anymore.
I'm really sorry to hear about your and Magnus's breakup.
Here's the key.
Not this time. I think I'd have trouble fitting it into my carry-on luggage.
Depends. Are you going to steal it?
Hey, Elizabeth, may I borrow a snowmobile key?
I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to destroy your happiness the way you destroyed mine. I hate you. I hate you for what you did to me. You're going to regret it. I love you so much. Please don't do this to me. Magnus, everyone else, fine. But not me. Magnus, I swear, if you don't call me back... You owe me this, Magnus. You owe me this talk. We've been together 4 years. 4 years, and you think you can just walk out on me whenever things get tough? Just disappear. That's not how this works. That's not okay. You have to let people in. Moggs, please pick up. I'm sorry about last night. I didn't mean what I said. Call me, please. Hi, Moggs. It's me. Haven't talked to you in a while. Like a month. Or seen you. Or anything. Can we chat about things tonight?
So, you've come back. Leave me alone. Here.
So, the purpose of the song was to make sure only Captain Lawrence's descendant could find that treasure.
That's because it is a love song. It's a love song for my family's heritage. The treasure. Just a little while ago, I realized something. When you told me my family song sounded like a love song. Listen, Nancy, I feel like it's smarter to keep Toomey here. If someone did abduct Magnus, how long would Toomey spend in a cage at the borders? I agree. It started off as that, but now that he's missing, I hope so too. I shouldn't have taken Toomey. That was wrong. But now that he's here, I'm going to take good care of him.
Elizabeth, pet napping may not be a healthy way to handle this. In the meantime, Toomey's probably happiest with someone he knows nearby.
And then maybe he'd have to come looking for me for once. No, but I knew he'd notice if Toomey did.
Hang on. So you knew Magnus was going to go missing?
That's why I wasn't at the festival. Just before Magnus left to take the ship into harbor.
When did you manage to get Toomey?
This scrappy little mutt. I want to hate him so much. But I just can't.
He seems to really like you.
Toomey wouldn't do well in a shelter.
So I have to ask the obvious. Why are you keeping a dog in a closet?
I guess it was a little strange.
You have to admit, it was really suspicious. Sorry I pinned you wrong, though.
You thought I was hiding Magnus.
So much for finding Magnus, I guess.
The fact that I can't even kidnap a dog successfully should tell you something about my ability to make a person disappear. Toomey's toys. I didn't want to leave him alone in a closet without his things.
So, if you're not the one responsible for all this, why were you pushing that sled?
Everyone has their gifts.
definitely thanks. I'm bad at the not getting locked in things aspect of a case, but I'm really good at finding spots for mysterious objects.
Maybe it will be of help to you. Whoever attacked you dropped this in the hold. Here.
Yep, you saved me. See? I knew we were going to be buddies.
I heard a motor off the deck, but I wanted to make sure you were safe first. Looks like that was the right decision. That's an understatement.
That was an awfully close call. Someone's trying to get me out of the picture.
I cannot always go against the town, but I can offer a warm meal and a listening ear. Regardless, he is welcome in my home and at my pub. Your words, not mine.
Sounds like people are trying to get rid of him. Ruining the festival would be a great way to do that, wouldn't it?
Being his friend has a price here. You are either outside or inside in Skipbrot. You cannot stand in the doorway. You will be driven out. We are not like Reykjavik, like a big city.
He mentioned that you've been kind to him. He seems like a decent person, though. He's done a lot to help the town, at least.
Not one of us. He doesn't know our stories. No shared memories.
I'm definitely sensing some of that. Why?
Yes, we both run the festival. But people are not happy. They dislike him.
So you and Soren work together?
Oh,
It's Iceland. The economy runs on fish.
It just seems fishy is all.
Who knows? Who cares? Money's money.
So say there is a treasure. What was it doing on the ship in the first place?
I think you've had a little too much caffeine today. You're starting with the crazy talk. Give it to the creepy hobo as an appeasement strategy? I guess you would do that. Oh, I like you. Keep telling me nice things. Tell me my coat looks fab. Honestly, Drew, the things that come out of your mouth. What, that nerd? So he can buy himself a new Viking fork collection or something? After he stabbed me in the back to go look for it? Some friend you are. I mean, not that we were friends in the first place. Over my dead body. Sure, give it to the hippie so she can sit on it and fail to reinvest a single penny.
Give it to me. I think it belongs to Gunnar. You've invested a lot in this restoration. I think you should have it. It's only fair to give it to Soren. Magnus, he's been searching his whole life. Elizabeth's family are the rightful owners.
Who do you think the treasure belongs to, Nancy? The dead are dead, Nancy. We either bury them with all their stuff and lose it forever, or we steal the stuff and do something that actually has an impact on the world. Or at least, my checking account.
I see your point, though. This was a terrible tragedy. Is it really okay for us to profit off that?
Sometimes I just want to give Elizabeth a nice, big, silver family hug and keep squeezing and squeezing. Hippies.
Elizabeth tells me she doesn't want anyone to have ownership of it.
Oh, yeah?
I've been thinking about the treasure.
What is this? Are we gonna hold hands and sing campfire songs now? Get lost, Drew. Find my gold.
I'd like to think you and I are on friendly terms.
I'm not really the having friends type. If you stay in one place, people start to need you and feel things about you and all that icky, weird stuff.
Why's that?
Ha! No. I think the locals would have offed me by now if that were the case. I don't like to stay in one place for too long.
That's a long time to hang around in Iceland. Have you been in Skipbrot all that time?
About 2 years. On and off a bit. Magnus supervised the rebuild. I provided the cash.
So, how long were you working on the ship project?
Anyways, bye now. I knew it couldn't have possibly been you, Nancy Drew.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then I started to think, gee, who would get their sticky little thief fingers all over my stuff? So, funny story for you. I was looking over my luggage recently and noticed something was missing from my bag.
Maybe that'll help you. If you decide to stop hating money, I'll be waiting. Toodles. I might be greedy, but I'm not a greedy kidnapper. I want Magnus back safe. Or at least, safe-ish. Look, I'm being honest. Take this as collateral. It clearly fits somewhere, just not sure where.
Figures. Well, thanks anyway.
I don't know. I don't have radio experience. I have business experience.
Hey, that was easy. Now, how do I operate the thing?
Here you go.
I found a radio on board, but I need a key to turn it on. Can I borrow yours?
I have a space bubble. You're violating it.
I think you're lying.
Okay. Then show me exactly where any of those threats came true. You can't, because they were empty. Just scare tactics, Nancy.
It sounded more like you were threatening him.
Sometimes a girl's gotta get angry to get what she wants. Scare people a little.
I found some pretty hostile messages between you and Magnus.
Yep. Which apparently doesn't take a lot of work in Iceland.
But without a body, you're still convinced he faked his death.
They're all like, ooh, the ocean is super dangerous in the winter, and ooh, hypothermia and blah, blah, blah. You know, Icelander stuff.
What do people in town think about Magnus's disappearance?
We funded it, but it's town property.
So the ship he helped rebuild isn't his?
Desperately wants to buy his own ship. He's a ship guy. Ship guys are like that.
What would Magnus do with the treasure?
Turns out he's been looking for the treasure for years. I just happened to come in at an opportune moment. I heard about the rumor of the treasure through my connections. Then I approached him. He's a hard guy to pin down, that Magnus.
How'd you meet Magnus?
Oh, something about her family line and ancient blood feuds and murders and, you know, normal boring stuff. Talk to Soren, the festival organizer. He'll make sure she lets you on.
Did she give you a reason?
Elizabeth controls the ship, and she hates my guts. She removed the gangway to my ship that I paid for. By not being me, apparently.
Awesome. How do I get on board?
Technically, yes.
Can I take a look at the ship? Hi there. Are you Miss Silva?
I'm Dagny. I'm part of the ship restoration team, the one who called you in. You can call me Boss Lady if you want. Or my queen. Or Dagny, whatevs. Finally, she arrives. I think I'm half made of ice at this point. So, you're Nancy, huh?
So, I'll need to find a way to get her off that deck.
If I were you, I'd get a little sneaky about it. Elizabeth keeps a key in her bag. Talk about refusing to let go. But there's no way she'd ever give it to you.
He has a cabin? Up in the hills?
Toasty. Feels just like home. By the by, have you been up to Magnus's cabin yet? In terms of the treasure? He tried to sabotage the festival last year, and the year before that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a stunt of his.
What do you think of Gunnar?
Gee, I wonder which of us will cave first. Or you could fix the heater.
The pub's around the corner. You could always go inside.
Sorry, can't talk. Need heat. Teeth freezing into tiny icicles. He was always mega paranoid, though, never let me get a good look. Yeah, I saw him open it once. It's his personal foot locker. Something about it is tied to the socks in his room.
Sock thing?
What, the weird sock thing?
I found a strange chest in Magnus's cabin. Can you tell me anything about it?
I don't care what they say. You're okay, Nancy Drew.
I've picked up a few things.
Do you know how to do machine things?
Maybe I can help you out with that heater then.
I keep asking people to fix this broken heater so I can watch over my ship. You know what Gunnar told me? Freeze for all I care. He is the worst human being.
Can't you go inside?
I didn't think it was possible to be this cold.
So everything's interconnected. Sounds like I've got my work cut out for me.
Yes. The key to finding the treasure is learning about that ship.
And if I find the treasure, I'll find Magnus. That doesn't prove he disappeared on his own. When did he vanish?
If he did find the treasure, I need you to track down Magnus and make him play fair. After enough time in the biz, a girl knows when she's being backstabbed.
I get it. You think he ran off with the gold then?
He disappeared sometime before our ship crashed into the harbor. They say he must have fallen in the water, but the guy sails for a living. You know what sailors don't do? Drown.
Was there any proof that he disappeared intentionally?
Yep. And left me looking like a fool.
But he's gone missing now?
Magnus, the man in charge of the project, and my business partner promised we'd find it and split the earnings. But also because there's a rumor about a treasure on board worth millions. I offered to sponsor the rebuilding project to get the ship floating again, mostly because I'm super nice and cool like that. There's this ship in town that was being rebuilt. Real old, 18th century. So listen. Right now I'm focused on this town, Skibrot. Metaphors, Nancy. Keep up with me here.
Oh, just a fire comment. I thought...
What?
On fire? Are you okay?
Ugh. I'm so mad I've been an inch away from setting this town on fire.
I'm sensing you're a little stressed out about this.
Yes. Find my missing, skeeving, backstabbing business partner, Magnus.
Let's go with Dagny for now and work our way up to the big stuff. Can I help?
Although half of Iceland is probably related to itself, so people kinda look alike. Could have missed something. Only Gunnar. Elizabeth and Soren were thoroughly MIA.
Who else did you see?
I was there.
I need to know who was present at the time of the festival. I don't want to believe you'd do something to Magnus, but you're not giving me a lot of options here. I'm starting to think Magnus didn't disappear on his own. All evidence points to you right now, Dagny.
I like you. I think we could be business partners if this thing rolls out right. Playing it cool, huh? Just a casual reminder that I get a finder's fee for nabbing this treasure, Drew. I might be willing to part with a piece of it for the right gal. A girl with principles. That's cute.
Tell me everything you know, or I'm going straight to the police. Sorry, I don't. Maybe I do.
Not even. But you know what? I think you do.
So, let me guess. You know where to find that key.
I need some sort of key, something to help me decode the map. I've been putting them together, but something's still missing. The problem is the original ship was torn apart. Many of the pieces of the original have been built into the town.
I suspected that.
Detectives. Okay, fine. The ship itself is a map to the treasure.
You must have a compelling lead on the treasure. Otherwise, knowing you, you'd never have left the heater.
Yeah, don't look at me with those kicked puppy eyes. I needed some time to crack the case without anyone catching on to me.
So, you faked that you'd gone missing, huh?
Let's just say I don't really do mailing addresses anymore.
That must be exhausting.
That's why when I end a relationship, I just move to a different continent and change my phone number. So much easier than doing the whole breakup thing. I've seen some exes do some pretty wild things when they're going through the stages of grief. She still seems pretty intense about Magnus as far as I can tell. And she thinks the treasure belongs to her.
Elizabeth seems like she's withholding information.
Still freezing here. Just the girl I wanted to see. Hey, yeah? You again. See ya, Drew. Toodles. Bye now. Stay warm. Give me a sec.
Dare to play.
Hey, remember the plan we laid out for today? Yeah, me neither. Thanks a lot, Magnus. Wherever you're hiding out, I hope you're happy with yourself. Remember the part when we were all like, hey, we should crash the ship into the harbor and then abandon it, leaving Dagny to handle all the PR fallout? I literally can't believe you still have a landline. What are you, 90? Anyways, call me back. I think I found something big. I want to show it to you. I stashed it in my bag for now, but I think this could be a part of our big break, you know what I mean?
You look like you could use a coffee break. Take a load off. Anyways, you, me, town. You should stop doing that. People like me don't deserve that.
I want to believe the best here, but...
It's freezing up here, and I have a feeling this is going to be a long one. Fun fact, it's really easy to fake a footprint these days. What do you say we talk this over down in the port? Next to the heater?
So much for being missing. I've been looking for you.
Hey, Drew.
Dagny?
Anyways, it's probably for the best that you stay quiet. Don't talk to strangers, kiddo. It's worked out for me.
Thanks. I guess this is my normal. I'm a pretty lucky girl.
But you? A gal your age working as a sleuth? All on your own? That's admirable. People think my job is all glam and adrenaline, but that all got boring years ago. Now it's just 9 to 5 headache involving lots of diplomacy and occasional gunfire. Nah, everyone's normal to themselves.
None of those. I guess it's that I meet so many interesting people, I just feel ordinary by comparison.
What's your jam? Witness protection program? Arch nemesis?
Well, no. I guess I don't like to talk about myself much either.
Maybe next time then. I mean, are you an open book with every stranger who crosses your path?
Sorry, I left my checkbook at the lodge.
Anyone who isn't paying me. If you want to write me a check, I can tell you a sad backstory and we both can pretend it's real.
Are you like this with everyone?
I went to school, and then I had a job, and then I was married, and then I wasn't. And now I have another job involving definitely legal treasure hunting activities. That's me.
I'd just like to get to know you a little.
South Ish.
Hey, me too. Where in the U.S.?
The United States.
So, where'd you come from?
Hey, if I had to do all the hard thinking around here, you'd be out of a job.
If you know this much, why haven't you tried to fix it yet?
Oh yeah? Okay. Where'd you get your PhD in electricitology again?
You know, I'm actually not sure that's how electricity works.
If you can use all 5 pieces to hit all 5 target values, the heater will be fixed. Covered numbers add together to give that piece a total value. Each of those circuit pieces will attach anywhere on this board, but there are special numbers you've got to watch out for. So we're going to do this middle management style. That is, you do the work and I supervise.
Can't use that right now. Can't use my phone now.